What's up, guys? I woke up today and there was trillion pings for me in the Discord. Some stuff went down yesterday or this morning regarding CVC. There was a massive whale fest between us and Russian clan, and we ended up being rank 1 and rank 2 in CVC, way past about the other ones. And it's a good time to take a little sneak peek how does it look for the Kraken clans and talk a little bit about CVC. But let me quickly show you what kind of points we're talking about and my contribution to the clan, which you might guess is below average, to put it mildly. But so the highest players from both clans are somewhere around 5 million points, and as you can see, most people, or yeah, like 2/3 of the people, even more than that, did more than million points, which is super crazy thing. But to take into context, we did have the 15x Taras event this CVC, so I think that kind of incentivized both parties to whale harder than average. But as you can see, I'm at the bottom slot with 233,000 points, so I'm nowhere close to anybody else. The second lowest points almost did double my points. So that's where we're at, and you might probably guess that I'm not the biggest fan of CVC. I probably could have done more points if I spent all of my resources for upcoming battles, but for me personally, I'm a PvP player. Like getting 2 reaction pieces more is not worth losing out on the next fusion or the Armand's event and so on. I care a lot more about PvP than CVC. At this point we already had CVC for 3 years in the game, so I also think that generally most people, at least at this level, from our clan and the enemy clan, they generally do have tons of reaction pieces. And of course they want to get more, but nowadays in the current times we have stuff like stone skin accessories, which are generally better. I mean, you want to have both of them. You don't want to have everybody on your account in stone skin, so you will need some reaction as well. But generally I would say that stone skin is definitely preferable over reaction. But even still, people care so much about CVC that they go these high lengths. I mean, you can probably look at these points and compare it to your personal experiences, that how crazy are these people. Like I said, I can do more points. I think the highest points I've ever done is like 440k. I could do that, but like I said, I would risk out on missing fusions and other stuff, and I would literally have to use all of resources on my account. And I mean, like I said, I need to spare some of it for I still need to chaos dust my champions for PvP and so on. 2 reaction pieces is definitely not worth it for me, and to be honest, it's not worth it for anybody else, either in my clan or the enemy clan. And the main reason this is happening, and like people often tend to say, the real winner of this CVC is not us or the District 13 Legion, shout out to them. The real winner is Plarium. This is definitely not worth it to get 2 reaction banners. They would be much better off pulling their shards. Well, actually, I guess now we had a good shard event to pull on, to be fair, but they would be much better off spending their energy farming some other events and finishing them and so on. The main reason everybody is doing this, not for the reaction but for the ego. Plarium is kind of being able to incentivize, or like what's the word for it? Like you see those old cat videos or videos about, let's say, crows. Crows tend to do this because they are smarter than house animals, but cats do it a lot as well. That you see like 2 dogs at the park or something, and then a crow goes with his beak and like hits them both to their head from behind, and then they think that the other dog hit them, and then they start to fight, and they keep doing this and the dogs don't realize it. That's what's happening here right now as well. Plarium is kind of getting everybody to go hard on something that is not super relevant at all. Of course, who am I to say what gives meaning to people, and you can spend your money however you want, but you definitely could spend it more efficiently in the game as well, outside of the CVC. But let's actually take a look a little bit about the score and see how people how they manage to get this much points. So the first thing that you can see is that our clan did 10 million points from champions and they did 16. And apparently we knew this from the beginning, like our clan was preparing for this, but these Russian clans are known to snipe the enemy clans and they coordinate it very hard. The CVC ends at the daytime for EU people or Russian people, and they did a massive amount of points at the end when we were still in the lead just a few hours before. But we had the increased chance Tara 7th, and that's what everybody was pulling for. That's why we had this much higher point leads this time than normally on CVC. There definitely has been higher points, of course, in the past, but this is well above average points that different clans do. As you can see, there's tons of clans at around 20 million points, which is very high as well, but the top 2 went double that and even more. But yeah, most of the points are from champion objectives. Everybody was also basically farming spider for a couple days in a row. That's why you get this crazy amount of spider points. And those 2 objectives pretty much made majority of the points that people got. We can also see from here, of course, the actual points that you get from using gems isn't that high, but we can see how much people use gems, and 180,000 on one CVC is crazy amount. But what can we actually do about this? Generally, we don't go for this and we have deals with other clans, but it wasn't possible this time because both sides decided that it was time for ego class. One thing that I wish clans would have done, I think there actually was a Discord for it in the beginning, but I don't think that even exists anymore. I wish there was a Discord and clans could just make deals and everybody could do low points and focus on other things, but it doesn't look like that is possible. Also, I think it has many very negative effects or side effects on the clans and the community at large that often don't get talked about. And it's very apparent for me, having been in the clan for like 3 years. At this point, there is very few members that were in the clan when I started out. Probably most of our members have been in the clan less than a year, which is of course long time, but there is hardly any members from the times when I just joined. And what happens, and of course it's not just Raid, but other gacha games as well, but people burn out from the game being so intensive and exhaustive, and I think CVC is maybe the biggest contributor to that, or one of the major ones. Of course the other ones is power creep and new OP champions and them feeling pressure to constantly spend in the game. But I have noticed one pattern in the CVCs in the clan for the past 3 years, and that is that we have a lot of members that come and go, and often we have this trend that new players are super excited to join the clan. They go really hard in the beginning, in CVC and everything else as well. They spend a lot of money on the game, pull shards, do crazy amounts of points in CVC, and then they end up quitting the game. They probably start playing the game a lot less and spending a lot less, and when they burn out, and then eventually they end up selling their account and quitting. And it is very sad thing to do, or not to do, but to happen. I don't think it's good for the clans and the communities. I think this probably would happen a little bit less if CVC didn't exist or was implemented in other way. When CVC was announced, everyone was expecting for it to be a PvP competition. That's what I would want it to be, not a whale fest, but PvP competition. Even Hydra CVC is better than this, though it's still a whale competition, but in more indirect way, that you don't necessarily need to spend any money during that CVC, but you need to have double Yumeko and Tranda and so on. But it is still way better than this. I think CVC is very bad for the community at large, and of course there is always the option to just not try hard CVC and not get into these ego fights, of course. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments will say that it's my clan's fault and so on, and I kind of agree and can relate, but it is still kind of pressuring people to do this. I wish this wasn't a thing. I think many of my favorite members in the clan probably wouldn't have quit the game if CVC didn't exist, and this kind of keeps going. I can even see that the second lowest point in our clan, which is not me, I'm the lowest, but Stealth is one of the long-time members in the clan that was actually in it before I joined, and he's kind of chilling like me as well. I mean, he did double my points, but he is chilling as well. I wish everybody could just agree to do this and not burn themselves out, but this is what has been happening in the CVCs for a long time, not just this week and not just for us. I'm not trying to complain about my clan situation or me getting carried in CVC. I'm sure a lot of people will find it frustrating that I get carried with the points. I have even in the past I have been asked to like demote to the second clan in our clan, but they do a lot of CVC points as well, so it really wouldn't make difference. I want to focus on PvP. I am very competitive about PvP. I try my best there, and that's exactly why I don't want to waste all of my resources to get 2 more reaction pieces that I will not use anyway, and have some ego fight with like random clan. Not that I have anything against District 13, I'm just talking about the phenomenon and in general. And yeah, tell me in comments what do you guys think about this. Am I just being a whiny loser and I should have done more points, or I should be kicked out of my clan for not doing any points? Tell me what you think about this. I wish we had a Discord for making deals. I think there was a possibility that when CVC was announced, if people were being smart and objective and didn't think with their feelings and their lower body parts, we probably could have done this in a better way and got majority of the clan to make deals every time. It still mostly happens. Usually we have a deal with the enemy, and that is kind of part of the reason why sometimes we do this massive points like we do this time. It's not like our clan leader is dumb, so I know that there's some point to this as well. When we do this kind of massive points every now and then, it shows the other clans that we can do massive points and they don't want to fuck around with us, and we have bigger lower body parts than they do, and they should just give up and make a 2-1 deal with us. That's kind of the strong arming way to make deals with other clans that all of the top CVC clans do. But I wish we had a better way of doing this, and we just had a Discord dedicated to negotiating with the enemy clans and not doing this. That's not gonna happen. I'm not even trying to make a Discord or anything like that. I'm just saying that in a better world I wish we had that. But anyway, that's it for the CVC drama. I don't know, did I miss something out? I wanted to cover the topic as a whole. This is not a guide to how to do a lot of points in CVC. I think it's fairly simple. You spend all of your resources, you farm Spider for a couple days, and you use as many tag team arena tokens as possible. But in these kind of wars, like the tag team arena token thing makes sense for people that are try-hard free-to-play players and try to get to 400k points. But at this level of points, even the tag team arena is not relevant, and it's mostly chart pulling and spider farming. But anyway, that's it for the CVC drama. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Feel free to roast me, and that's it. See ya. Oh, by the way, I will do the Queen Eva video as soon as possible. I have been kind of wanting to do it for the past couple days ever since they did announcement. I was kind of saving that video for today, but looks like the patch is probably coming on Friday, meaning that I will do a video with Eva on Sunday. But anyway, that's it. See ya.